Hello class. So today we're going to start off with just some basic algebraic practice here. I know it's been a while, quite a few months since we've done any algebra. So we're going to start off nice and easy and kind of build our way up to something that looks kind of challenging but really isn't. So let's review fractions because I know that's everyone's favorite here. So let's say that I have a fraction that looks kind of like, well, kind of like this. We have 4 plus 2 divided by 3. And I want to simplify this fraction and make it look as nice as possible. Well, here's what we want to do. It's actually easier than it looks. Remember, all we want to do is just simplify the top, simplify the bottom, and then divide if we can. So let's write that off as steps off to the side. Steps. So the first step, simplify top. And then we're going to want to simplify the bottom. And then finally divide if possible. And I say if possible because sometimes it won't actually be possible to divide, and so we're just going to want to leave it as it is. So divide if possible. So let's kind of apply these steps to this problem right here, this 4 plus 2 divided by 3. Well, let's go ahead and simplify the top. Well, 4 plus 2 is we know to be 6. And we've done step 1, step 2, simplify the bottom. Well, it's already simplified. So 6 over 3. And then finally divide if possible. Well, 6 divided by 3 is what? 2, right? So this 4 plus 2 divided by 3 simplifies to just 2, and we get that just by following those steps. Let's try another one here. Let's try something like, you know, and I'm going to write an example on top of this. I should have really written example. This EX I will be writing as examples. I really should have written one on top of here too. I guess I can. But an example, let's see. 5 plus 3 over 8. No, I don't like over 8. Let's do 4 plus 4, so we get some practice simplifying the bottom as well. Now, I know this may seem real easy, but that's kind of the point. I want it to seem easy for y'all. So 5 plus 3 is 8. 4 over 4 is also 8. I just simplify the top, simplify the bottom. 8 divided by 8. We can divide. That's possible. That's just 1. I can go on to another one that looks maybe something like this. Let's see, 3 plus 12 divided by 4. Well, let's again simplify the top, simplify the bottom. Top, 3 plus 12 is 15 over 4. We can't simplify 4 anymore. Now, look at this. 15 is not divisible by 4. Remember, fractions just mean division. So it's just saying 15 divided by 4. Well, that goes back to this if possible idea here. We can't divide this, so we're going to leave our answer just as 15 over 4. Okay? Sometimes we may be able to reduce. Sometimes we might not. I'm not huge on reducing. I know it's a good practice, but sometimes keeping the original numbers in there holds true to the actual problem. Just know how to reduce. Okay, so let's kind of shift our attention to maybe another algebraic concept, and that is, let's see, what am I doing here? that is something like this. Do another example. Something like 4 times 2x plus 1. So now notice we've introduced x. Remember some rules about variables. Variables, we can't combine numbers with variables with constant numbers or numbers that don't have variables. So here all we're going to do is we're going to distribute this 4. Remember, this 4 is being multiplied to both of these terms. So really what we need to do is we need to multiply this 4 times the 2x and the 4 times the 1. Well, 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times a positive 1 is just 4. And that's our answer right there. Sorry about the squeaky pen. Let's take a look at a different one. Maybe something like, let's say that we have now a 2x on the outside and an x minus 3 on the inside. Well, we're still going to use this distributive property, if we remember that is the name of it. We're going to multiply the 2x times x and the 2x times the negative 3. But let's just recall what happens when we multiply x's together. When we multiply the x's, we add the exponents. So remember, and I guess we could write that off to the side. Remember that x times x is equal to x squared. There's an invisible 1 up here. There's an invisible 1 up here. You just add it. 1 plus 1 is x squared. Likewise, if I have something like x squared times x, well, there's an invisible 1 up here. It's not written, but when it's not written, we just assume there's an invisible 1 there. X squared times x, well, we add 2 plus 1 is going to be x cubed, or x to the 3rd power. So going back to this, 2x times x is going to give us x squared, or sorry, 2x squared, right? And then 2x times negative 3 is going to give us negative 6x. And that is as simplified as we can. Notice we can't combine these terms. Although they both have x's, one is an x squared and one is an x, so we can't do that. Okay, so now that we've kind of done something like this, let's kind of see if we can kind of put these two concepts together. And these are actually, if we remember, they're called rational functions, where we have an x on the top and an x on the bottom. Let's see here. Let's say that I have, well, before we get there, let's try something a little easier. Let's say that we have something like 3 times x plus 2 divided by 6. Well, this is a fraction, right? It's telling us it's division, and let's review these steps that we learned up here. Simplify top, simplify the bottom, and divide if possible. Okay? So if we just follow those, we should be able to simplify this just fine. So to simplify the top, it looks like we need to use our distributive property that we learned up here. So we're going to multiply the 3 times x, 3 times 2. And the bottom is just a 6. Already looks like it's simplified, so we can just not worry about that. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 2 is plus 6, divided by 6. Oh, those should be 6s, sorry. And that is as simplified as we can. We can't divide this out. And you may be asking yourself, well, Mr. Lucero, there's a 6 here, there's a 6 here. Can't we just cancel them out? We can't, because this 6 is connected to this 3x through addition. And we can only cancel out factors, meaning that we can only cancel things out if it's connected to other things by multiplication. We will take a look at an example like this in a moment, so hold on to that. Let's try something a little more challenging now. where we're going to have something like this on both the top and the bottom. So say we have 3 times x plus 4 divided by 2 times x minus 6. And again, I guess my 6's look funny. Okay. So it looks like we're going to have to simplify the top, simplify the bottom, then see if we can divide it all. Normally when we're working with something like this, we won't be able to divide. We'll just keep it as it is. Very rarely will we be able to divide. So we're going to distribute the top, distribute the bottom. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 4 is 12, so plus 12. And then down here, 2 times x is 2x. And 2 times negative 6, make sure you look at that negative out front. It's going to turn our answer into a negative, because remember, positive times negative will give us a negative. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12, so we're going to write minus 12. Again, we see the same number pop up here, but because they're connected to other things by addition or subtraction, we can't cancel them out. So this is going to be our final answer, just like this, just like how this was our final answer. Let's take a look at one last example to see something where we can cancel something out. And generally when we can cancel something out, we like that because it makes our math a lot easier to deal with. Let's see, I'll change colors here. We'll go to orange. Say if I have something like 4 times x plus 3 divided by 2 times x plus 3. Well, look, we see the x plus 3 on top and we see the x plus 3 on bottom. This time, however, the x plus 3's are connected to the 4 and the 2 by multiplication. So we can actually cancel this out. This is a case where we can cancel these out. And that is just because we're multiplying here. So this really just turns into 4 over 2, which now we can divide, right? 4 divided by 2 is just 2. So hopefully this is kind of a good refresher for some algebra that we have done last year. This week we're going to focus on just kind of reviewing algebra, and we'll get into the content next week. So, of course, as always, I am here if you have any questions. Just let me know, and you have the attached assignment. I would recommend doing it on a piece of paper and putting your answers into the assignment there. So, yeah, let me know if you have questions.